Let's talk tunes. Let's talk laughter. Let's talk smiles. We're here to listen, so talk for a while. It's you and me on TFM. Let's talk.
Presenting CFM, the most happening music, the most important news, and most importantly, your views. The voice of Times of Oman, a Times of Oman radio station. CFM, let's talk.
Hello and welcome to the Midday Update. Here's the latest update from our newsroom. The Ministry of Health today announced the registration of 5 new deaths due to coronavirus in the country. The death toll has now touched 89 in Oman due to the virus so far, the officials at the Ministry of Health informed. They also extended their deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Officials at the Ministry of Health also announced the registration of 1,067 new coronavirus cases in the country today. 342 of the new cases are Omani nationals and 725 for non-Omanis, bringing the total number of coronavirus cases registered in the Sultanate to 19,954. According to the Ministry of Health, this number also includes the recovery of 6,623 patients and 89 deaths. The ministry urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instructions issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health, as well as staying at home and not going out unless necessary. Mathura recorded 114 new cases of coronavirus with a total number of more than 5,000 cases, according to data from the Ministry of Health. The Tarastud app, which provides daily updates on the COVID-19 situation in the country, reported that Muscat recorded 474 new cases of the disease on Wednesday. With the 114 cases in Wilayat Mathura, the total number of COVID-19 cases in Mathura stood at 5,077 cases on Wednesday. Wilayat Sib reported another 199 new cases, while Wilayat Boshar reported 106 new cases. The Vilayat of Amirat reported 16 new cases, Muscat another 25, and 14 more cases were reported in Qurayyat. Outside the governorate of Muscat, the highest jump in cases was seen in the Southern Batina governorate, which reported 79 new cases to reach a total of 1,246 reported cases so far. 64 new cases were also seen in North Batina, which means that the governorate has now a total of 1,266 reported cases. Nearly twice the number of patients suffering from the COVID-19 have recovered in the last 24 hours as of Wednesday, compared to the number of new cases reported during the same period. Data from the Ministry of Health yesterday showed that 1,311 patients recovered from COVID-19 in the past 24 hours, while the country recovered 689 new cases. According to the ministry's Tarastud app, 1,122 of these recoveries took place in the governorate of Muscat. Wilayat Mathura recorded the most number of recoveries at 738, with 271 recoveries taking place in Wilayat Sib on Wednesday. Significantly lower recoveries took place in the Wilayats of Boshar at 57, Al-Amirat at 44, and Muscat at 12. Outside Muscat, the highest number of recoveries recorded was in the governorate of North Al-Batina at 161. South Al-Batina recovered 65 and Al-Dakhila recorded recoveries of 63 patients. His Excellency Dr. bin Mohammed Al Saidi, Minister of Health, visited Khawla Hospital, reviewed the progress of work and procedures followed by the hospital to tackle the COVID-19. He also met the medical and administrative staff. The visit included the ICU's emergency and accidents units, medical laboratories, the isolation section for COVID-19 patients, along with many other departments. During his visit, the minister met the administrators and health workers in the hospital and listened to their suggestions on improving the quality of services provided to the patients, urging at the same time everyone to spare no effort during the critical period. Al-Saidi expressed his thanks to all health workers and praised their significant efforts in providing the required health care for all patients generally and COVID-19 patients in particular. He also conveyed the thanks of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq to all health workers and his follow-up of the epidemiological situation. 9 more repatriation planes to take back Indian expatriates in Oman who wish to return home have been organized by the Indian government. The flights have been scheduled between 17 June and 30th June 2020. 7 of the flights are headed for destinations in Kerala, while 1 each will fly to Bhubaneswar in Odisha and Goa. A statement from the Embassy of India in Oman said that, as in the case of flights operated earlier under mission Vande Bharat, passengers lists for all the above-mentioned flights will be finalized by the embassy on the basis of information received by it. Priority will be given to medical emergency cases, pregnant women, workers in distress, senior citizens, as well as to other Indian nationals who are stranded in difficult situations. The embassy will be contacting the shortlisted people for each flight directly through email and telephone. The embassy will then share the list of shortlisted people with Air India and Indigo, and all such people will be contacted by the airlines for booking of the tickets, the statement from the officials of the Indian Embassy said. Business owners and shopkeepers in Oman have expressed relief that they have been allowed to resume activities, but are cautious about how soon they can let in their full complement of customers. More shops were allowed to resume operations following the decision by the Supreme Committee to deal with COVID-19 to ease some of the precautions that had been put in place to stop the spread of the disease in the country. Shoe stores, jewelry showrooms, key makers, clothes shops, photocopy centers, motorcycle and bicycle showrooms and repair shops, photo studios, furniture stores, billing offices, and stores selling luxury goods were among those allowed to reopen under the supervision of the Ministry of Regional Municipalities and Water Resources. These shops had been temporarily shut down during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic to reduce the rate of infection. However, reopening them comes with precautions, including maintaining a distance of 2 meters as part of social distancing protocols, ensuring customers wear masks, and sanitizing the shops. Talking about the reopening of commercial activities in Oman, we also have a guest joining us who's going to tell us about how the situation is more likely to change in the coming future. Let's welcome Engineer Ali Ahmed Albarwani, Strategist and Safety Management Practitioner. Thank you so much, Engineer Ali, for joining us. Engineer Ali, can you hear me? Sir, if you could try to turn up your volume, I cannot hear you. I think Engineer Ali is having some difficulties with his connection. We are trying to get in touch with him again and talk about what the future holds of as of now, with a lot of commercial activities opening in Oman. First, it started 2 weeks ago. Now, slowly and gradually, things are starting to look normal in Oman, especially in the isolated area of Muscat Governorate, where things were locked down before. Now, slowly and gradually, things have been started to get back to normal. Matra and Rui, other areas, the lockdown from there, from the areas like Rui and Matra have been lifted so far, while Hamria is still under the health isolation so far. But hopefully soon, with the gradual number and improvement seen so far, things are going to get better soon. And all the commercial activities will be back to its normal. We are going to try to get in touch with Engineer Ali again and see how things are looking forward from his perspective.
Hello, I hope now you can hear me.
Yes, Engineer Ali, thank you and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to have you, sir. So, Engineer Ali, do you think it's safe to say that 90% of the economic activities in Oman have been resumed?
Yeah, of course, what is happening now is we do understand the COVID-19 is with us, and the exposure to COVID-19 is still valid. However, because there is nothing very close, really provide the vaccine or treatment which can become 100% safe. So I can understand the decision from the upstream committee in Oman to open most of the activities. Then the people, they can, of course, carry on and live their life with condition that they need really to follow all the precaution and the guidelines that is put it and announce it. You as well contributing in information, give it for everyone.
Thank you, sir. How do you feel about things getting back to normal with economic activities slowly and gradually opening in the Sultanate? How do you feel about it?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. I'm asking you, how do you feel about the economic activities that is slowly and gradually reopening across Oman?
Hello?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Engineer Ali, can you hear me?
Hello.
I think we're still trying to reconnect with Engineer Ali and see what he has to say about how he feels with the reopening of the commercial activities. He's saying that 90%, it's safe to say that 90% of the commercial activities in Oman has so far been resumed in the wake of coronavirus that were previously shut down to help control the spread of the coronavirus. And we just want to know what he sees as of future of Oman right now and when we can expect the other commercial activities to open. Do we have Engineer Ali back online with us? Engineer Ali, can you hear me now? Engineer Ali, can you hear me now? Yes, sir, can you hear me now? Sir, can you please hear me?
Yes.
How do you feel about the starting of the commercial activities in Oman, especially in the isolated areas? I think we are losing connection. Engineer Ali's connection, I think, is not working. Okay, I think Engineer Ali is having difficulties with his connection, so we're going to wrap our show on this note today. We'll be back again next week on Sunday at 2 p.m. with more updates, so stay tuned and keep watching TTV.